thing you stamp on the nail, and oops. Uh-oh. Hi guys, it's Crystal, and today I'm going to show you how to use these Born Pretty stamping plate templates. These are a new thing they just came out with. They've got these 4 different ones with all these different designs on them, and they're all cool. I've got a few stamping plates here. I haven't decided yet which ones I'm going to use for this to like demonstrate these. I want to use the same stamping plate though to keep it all kind of unique. I have a few different stampers. I'm going to test these out and then just pick the one that works the best. You can see I've got a hard-edged one. It's double-ended. And then I've got the 2 smushy stampers over there. I've already painted my nails white. I used Wedding Gown White from Glisten and Glow. I've got Stuck On Blue base coat on and everything. On my other hand, I've got a prettier color. I think maybe I'll stamp this. I'm not sure. I'll decide whether or not I want to stamp on this. I kind of just, it's too pretty. I don't want to stamp on it. I'll list everything I have on and everything I use in the description box, as always. Let's discuss stampers for a minute. I played around with these and I discovered this one, the hard-ended one, doesn't work very well for these plate guides. You have to press down really hard and it doesn't pick up the image because it doesn't go down as well as these softer smushy ones. I used this one throughout the recording of this video because it was really great. It fit all the images really well and it's got this smushy top. This was like my go-to for all of it. And then this one I used to stamp images on a piece of paper that I will show you, because I did take and stamp every single image, every single one of the images on these things I stamped on a piece of paper with this. And I did it because this has more of a sticky top, which made things stick to the paper easier. I don't really know how to explain it. Unless you have this stamper, you're not going to understand what I mean by like a sticky top. So I don't know how I could explain that to you. But I will list all these in the description box. We're going to start off going through each of the plates. This is the first one. This has different sizes and different shapes pretty much for you to be able to size something to your nail shape. Like if you're using one of the larger plates that has like a mix of images and they're not the little squared off images, they're all one big image, then that's perfect. The second plate has a bunch of French tips and a few of these little designs. I kind of like this little chevron-y looking one and the lines. I'm not sure which one I want to use from this one yet. I haven't decided yet which one I want to stamp. So we'll see. The third plate has a whole bunch of different cool designs. It's got kind of coils and this thing that looks like a Wi-Fi signal. How awesome is that? You can put Wi-Fi on your nails, guys. Let's bring the internet home. I like this little heart, and these kind of remind me of nail vinyls. And then all these little shapes over here, the plus sign, the minus sign, and all these other ones. This one's pretty neat with those. And that's that plate with all the fun stuff. Next we have the fourth plate. This plate has 2 drip designs, 2 flame designs, and all these little kind of abstract lines and shapes on it. I haven't decided which images from this one we're going to stamp either. I'm going to stamp one image from each of these onto my nails, and then I have a piece of paper I stamped some other ones on. I will show you guys at the end. To stamp everything, I'm using this plate from Bundle Monster. I wanted to use this because none of my Born Pretty ones have really small, intricate designs, and this one has small, intricate designs, so I can show you really well how it picks up. And that's best, huh? So I'm starting off with this little lace gown piece, and I'm going to show you how this little square, oval, I don't want to call them squovels, how the squares and the ovals are used to block off a piece of an area. Like you block off the part of the image you want. Say if you were using a plate that had like different fish on it and some ocean background, you'd block off the fish you want and you don't end up getting all that extra stuff and then having to try to struggle to get the one image you want on your nail without getting the extra bits that you don't. And as you can see, it pulls it up really well, and then it stamps it right down onto the nail. And if I clean it up a little, it looks like this. Fantastic and beautiful. And see, it really picked up all those little lace bits. From the second plate, I'm going to use this bit of lace, and these awesome chevrons. I loved these when I saw them. And what we're going to do is pick up the chevrons. If you can see how skinny these lines are on the chevrons, I really want to see if it can really have a crisp, clean image, even with these tiny lines on the lace. I kind of had to reposition this plate like 4 or 5 times because I realized constantly I was filming upside down. I had to use a different camera for this than I normally do so that I could really get like everything in focus the way I wanted to. My macro does really well on a spot. I wanted the whole frame to be in focus though to show this, so I kind of had to struggle bus it. And I honestly didn't believe these were going to work at first. When I got them, I was like, I don't know if these are going to... I even emailed the rep who sent them to me and was like, if these don't work, can I like let you know? Because I don't know if I'm going to be able to get these to work. But if you look here, you can see it picks up the images, and even on this one with those really tiny lines between it that I was questioning, it presses down and you can see there's this clean, crisp image, and those lines between it are perfect. There's no straggling, there's no straggling stamping polish, and it's very nice and very neat. I did kind of stamp it on the nail crookedly, but that would be me. That's not exactly, you know, the stamping plate guide. That's just me. But there you go, that one works too. For the third stamping plate guide, I wanted to use this little lace image over here. This is one of my all-time favorite lace images, and you've probably seen me use this in 2 or 3 other tutorials before, because I love it. I went in this one, and I decided to use this little kind of Star Trek pointed looking image, and stamp it on my pinky, because my pinky is really, really tiny, and I wanted to test it out there. Also, that's the only image that... Oh, no, this isn't my pinky. This is my index. Okay, my pinky I put the heart on. I put this on my index finger, but I did it crookedly, so it didn't go on all the way. But you can still see how on the edges there's that clean, crisp line. And all the lace details show up. So it's really fantastic. For the last one, I went in and I decided to do... I was torn between doing this little triangle or this little heart. But I decided to do the little heart on my pinky, because it was the smallest one, is the only one that I sized with my pinky that I thought would work. And for that, I used this really intricate lace design here on the corner that has 4 or 5 different swirling patterns to once again demonstrate that no matter which image you're using, how small the details of the image, they'll still come through when you stamp. And they do. See the little heart? I got a little extra up there because of the hole on top. You can put tape over those holes. I did experiment with a little bit of tape. You can throw tape over the holes and it still works the same way and everything. Like if you really don't want to get anything around the image. Here you can see I stamped a bunch of stuff out on paper too. I was really trying to mess around with this and play with it at first. These are all from the first plate. These are various squoval images. The oval ones work the exact same way. I tested those too. I just stamped these into a row, you know, so you can kind of see. They've got the different sizes, and those worked really well. Those don't need the spongy, sticky stampers. You could use the hard Conad stamper for those. But for these little ones, you do need one of those soft-headed silicone stampers. These are from the second plate that had the drips and the flames. These flames look really cool. I didn't expect the flames to come out that good. The drips, I think I missed some of the drips just because of the lace detail. And then here's the zipper and the kind of zigzag that were on the side of that plate. And then here are some of the ovals. I did mess up some of the stamping on the paper because it didn't want to adhere to the paper. Here, once again, is that Wi-Fi sign that I really like and think is hilarious. If I had a really big toenail, I would stamp that on there, but I don't have a big toenail. Here, I put some of the ones that kind of look like the nail vinyls just to see if they worked out, and they did. And then I kind of put like the plus sign and the triangle there, and then this is the little diamond pattern that's on that one. And then I tested all the little French tips. I thought these were cute. This checkmark French tip here is really cool. I like that pattern. These two are kind of the same almost, but this one is just a little bit smaller on how far up it would go on the nail tip. And then this one's kind of, I don't know, an M. It looks weird to me, so I'm not going to say what it looks like. And then I tested out these stripe ones just to make sure they would all work, and they do. They really picked up the detail amazingly well. I didn't expect any of these to actually work. If we're being honest, I didn't think they were going to pick up any of that lace detail, and I was kind of like, okay, let's see what we can do with this. Let's see how bad we can make a mess. And oh, did I make a mess, guys? You have no idea. But overall, these do work. These plate guides are really cool, and you could probably use them on a ton of different stamping plates to get like really unique designs and layouts for things. Here is just kind of a bunch of goofing off. I decided to, stamp the Wi-Fi sign on the paper. This is where I got the idea to just stamp everything on the paper, just because I wanted to see if the Wi-Fi sign worked. Anyways, that's how you can use your Born Pretty stamping guide plates if you get these. If you don't, you can still pick them up. The link to them is in the description box, and I do have a 10% off code link down below that you can use to get 10% off anything you order from Born Pretty. That includes stamping plates, polishes, anything. It works on anything in the store. That's listed in the description box as well. As usual though, if you like this video, give it a big thumbs up and hit the subscribe button for more fun stuff and tutorials and messes. And I will see you guys next time. Also, don't be afraid to try weird things, because this was weird looking to me and it worked. They're magic.